Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed the Protector of the Universe, bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station, who fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of the Quantum Zone. This time we're talking Avengers 306 because we had just about literal cliffhanger last time. I am Phil. Matt is back.
I am here.
And who is that coming out of the sea with all those dolphins? Well, Namor, but who else is here?
Will is here.
Yeah. All back together. All right. Before we jump into the issue, Will, what did you think of Avengers Infinity War?
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed at the structure that they were able to give so many characters, enough screen time to get, at least people that hadn't seen those movies yet, at least a glimpse into who they are. I mean, it was those guys wrote. The Russos brothers?
Russos, yeah, they did Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, Winter Soldier is, for my money, the best Marvel movie, and it's one of the best movies I think that have come out. Certainly one of the best superhero movies, but it's so good.
Yeah, it is one of the best. I'd say out of the MCU. Yeah. That Morse code is Matt.
Is it? I didn't move my phone. All right.
I know, it just did it right. 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So should we get into the issue and then end with the favorite Avengers list of 1989?
Works for me.
All right. So remember, the Avengers plunged over a cliff in a boulder last issue, but this one opens up with Namor, this is the life for him, swimming with the dolphins.
It's gossipy dolphins, too.
I know. What is that? So the dolphins want to know something, so he dives under the water. It's beyond even the complex language of the dolphins. And then, what is this? A column of lava bursting from the ocean? And under the column of lava is the credits: John Byrne, Paul Ryan pencils, Tom Palmer finished art, Jack Morelli letters, Max Shield, and does it say T Fine? Because that's all I see.
I think that's what it says. Yeah, T Fine.
On colors, Howard Mackey editor, and Tom DeFalco chief. It's weird. Like I wouldn't have immediately identified this as like Paul Ryan art. I think Tom Palmer's like inks like kind of overpower whoever he's inking over.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks, at least the figure work looks almost, John Buscema-ish, because Palmer and Buscema were paired together so long on Avengers.
Yeah.
I do like the title for this.
Oh man, you're screeching
down below.
You're screeching. Okay.
I do like the title for this.
Oh, there's a fire down below. Ointment. So yeah. And as Namor investigates, he sees, of course, we knew it was coming after last issue, lava men. So come if you dare, subterraneans. Learn why Namor talks about himself in the third person
all the time.
Yes. Not even like his name. It's like this title. He's like the Submariner. So he tries physical force, not really getting far. So then he starts like a whirlpool. Create a vortex, drawing them up from the sea, and that's when he sees the giant rock plummeting from above.
Yeah, suspecting it at first, being another part of the attack.
What kind of hamsters are in there? Then the lava men tackle Namor and envelop him in like another smaller, almost bubble. Then they walk him over to the other one. And he's like, why are they taking me to the other one? Why? Unless, are others captured as I am?
Yeah, it's definitely speaking what's on his mind, right? And speaking speaking the narrative there. Hey, let's.
I guess you kind of have to when like you're talking to fish most of the time.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah,
maybe. I was gonna say maybe it's nitpicking, but I always feel like word bubbles should be different underwater. I mean, I know you don't want it to look like thought bubbles,
but yeah, that's a good point. They should kind of look different. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, later on, didn't they have like there was like depending on who and what how they were speaking, like they could do like kind of like wavy lines for like certain speech patterns, or didn't Ghost Rider have like almost like flame looking ones for a while or something?
Yeah, I think he had like 2 different layers of around the bubble. It was a little jagged looking too.
Yeah.
Now, can you guys just refresh my memory? I know, obviously, Namor was at the meeting. All the past Avengers were, but how did he ever get hooked up with the Avengers in the first place? I never read that much about Namor. Maybe it was the flat top or something like that to me.
It was back in.
Was it in
the 260s, 270s, somewhere in there?
I think so, yeah, because he was kind of like his big reputation, wasn't it, as a villain mostly, Will? And then like
I think Cap asked him, he said, look, we fought together, we've known each other, literally for decades at this point, join the Avengers.
It's like, yeah, let's reform your image.
Cool. Fair enough.
And then he left during the whole Dr. Druid thing.
Yeah, which I don't know about that.
Yeah. So yeah, the Avengers are trying to bust out. Even Quasar's like, remember, we're here for Quasar. He's trying to bust out. He says, as fast as we make a hole in this thing, new lava flows in and seals it. So of course, Cap's in character. We can't give up. That's when they hear the noise. They see a hole, and the Submariner comes popping in.
Mm-hmm.
But you glanced over the fact that the Quasar, he kind of throws a little bit. He's a good old American boy. He's like, I do agree with She-Hulk's negative attitude.
No, he says, I hate to agree with She-Hulk's negative attitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Namor comes in and shows his power. He has the power of many aquatic life, including turning pink as a lobster.
Exactly. Oh, that's good. Really good.
But the hole's starting to seal up, so Thor, deep thinker that he is, sticks his arm in.
The old Asgardian placeholder just plunges right in.
Talking about orifices, just like, you really guess.
Yeah, it's like, where's Mephisto when you need him?
Oh, nice.
So the ball key, the sphere doth rule once more. But Thor isn't able to get out of the sphere yet, but he's able to free his arm because it seals back up. But then the Avengers like, hey, I wonder what's happening to Avengers Island right now.
And it's perfect. Meanwhile,
yes,
back on Avengers Island.
It's teetering on the brink because, like, now that the lava men are gone, that thing's basically just like falling. The pillars basically just like chipping away. So Jarvis is calling for help from anyone. Avengers Island's about to be destroyed. But
yeah, good. People hadn't gotten that far away. I mean, Namor made it back in no time. The West Coast en route to the Midwest to drop off Hawkeye. Avengers, any time to swoop around.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess the Fantastic Four got home already.
New Yorkers.
So the West Coast Avengers get the call, so they hang a Yui and go back. They're like, I wonder what's wrong. And meanwhile, Jarvis is checking the security cameras, see what's happening, and that's when he sees that they the column the lava men formed is crumbling. Soon there'll be nothing supporting the island. Wouldn't that be horrible if the island sank? We'll get there. He's like, I do hope the Avengers get back soon. And then, meanwhile, back in the sphere, Gilgamesh is doing his best Drax impression and standing really still.
Good one.
Invisible.
How long have you been standing there? An hour.
Yes, I forgot.
So Cap says, all Eternals have control over every molecule of their body, so Gilgamesh must be concentrating really hard. That's when She-Hulk says, what about you and Black Panther, Cap? You don't have any powers. And he's like, I'll worry about that later. But now they're worried about Namor because he's dehydrated. So Thor and She-Hulk try to work on the side of the bubble and crack it open to get to the water. Thor busts through, but he's not feeling water. And then he dives further in. Again, Quasar's
kind of just hanging back.
He's gone. The wall's sealing again. Until Thor's plan was to get all the way in and crack through that bubble, which he did. But the Avengers are not underwater. But meanwhile, we see an old man in a house.
Exactly.
With a futuristic gizmo. I'm trying to remember, did this pay off? Was this wasn't the Nebula thing that came like way later, was it?
I think it was. Yeah, the universe blinks out of existence.
Yeah, that's like 10 issues. That's like 9-10 issues from now.
Byrne played the long game most of the time, I guess, you know.
I guess so, because that's what I thought. That's what I thought I remembered it was, but I'm like, could it be 9 issues from now?
Did they go bi-weekly during this time frame? Wasn't that kind of during the summers? You know, they would go 2 issues a month.
I can't remember, but maybe Acts of Vengeance like interrupted it too.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, after that whole thing with the old man with the looks like a nuclear reactor in his basement, back underground, the Avengers find themselves underground and they're worried about Namor. I don't know how Thor conjures up a storm to rehydrate Namor. How he does that underground, I don't know.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Hand wave magic.
And Namor wakes up, all hungover. Back you unliving hordes. Cringe before the unleashed power of...
Yeah, he wakes up still in a fight in the same way that, you know, if you watch a mixed martial arts fight, a guy gets knocked out, the ref saves him, he wakes up and starts wrestling the ref.
But this time, Cap yells out Namor's name, so he goes, unleash the power of, and Cap's like, Namor, and he's like, so I was going to say it.
He's disappointed.
That's my line.
Captain America?
What is this place?
He's like, settle down, get a grip. I bet we're not done yet. Save your strength. So they're like, we don't know where we're at, but for some reason the atmospheric pressure hasn't crushed us. And then they hear a voice. That is because I wish it so, surface dweller.
And then Quasar gets a line. Who? Oh wait, no, it was
yeah.
Do not search your memory for my name, mortal. You will not find it. I am Jinku, witch doctor of the lava men. So I'm assuming lava men are anatomically correct because he's wearing a loincloth.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, I guess if maybe, you know, if that bring, you know, lava men, Ben Grimm, are they all anatomically correct? They all wear shorts or something.
Yeah, it's got mag manhood to hide.
Mag manhood. I see.
Stretch. But, you know. How does the loincloth not burn off?
But... You stretch any further, I'll call you Dr. Richards, man.
Maybe it's a fireproof blanket of a loincloth material.
And then so Cap says, Jinku, yes, I remember you, but why did you attack the Avengers? We made peace with the Lava Men long ago. And he's like, so we thought. But your actions brought about the destruction of my race. Cap's like, you must be wrong.
Then we go deep into flashback mode.
Yes, Jinku's like, I must tell you the story of how you've done us wrong.
It's time to start monologuing, right?
Yes. Uncounted are the
would be proud.
Uncounted are the eons ago, we lava men were the subterranean race known as the Gortakians. Deep within the sheltering darkness of the earth, we worship the great god Cha-Sa-Dra. So basically 3 rhyming
syllables.
Yeah. Most powerful of the underworld pantheon. One day, the graven image of Cha-Sa-Dra, his true form, appeared. And he promised the people immortality, and to do that, he transformed them into lava men. Then one day he departed for no reason, but later we discovered it. He had been summoned to a great convocation of gods. The nether regions were about to embark on a long-planned war against the surface world. Okay, so he's blaming the Avengers for killing their god because they were defending themselves?
Yeah.
Because this whole flashback was from Inferno, specifically Avengers issue 300.
Nice. Don't you love editor's notes? I mean, I miss those.
But they didn't put it in. I'm surprised they didn't put an editor's note in here. Maybe they're like, it was 6 months ago. They know this.
It's also interesting that you'd promise immortality by becoming lava men when lava is certainly not infinite. It becomes rock when it cools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're
not supposed to think too much about it. I don't think.
Okay. That's true. Thank you, my lord. You gave us immortality, but do we still have genitalia?
Yeah. Are there enough loincloths for everyone?
But you who call yourselves Avengers, you stood against our lord, and in battle, callously, you slew him. But, I mean, I was waiting, especially after all the arguments a few issues back. I was waiting for Cap to say, that was Reed Richards.
He didn't do what I told him to do. Again.
Because, the only other ones who were there were Thor, Cap, and I'm sure the lava men forgot about Gilgamesh. The effect on my people is instantaneous. Our lava forms vanished, and with them the immortality they bequeathed. So they all either shriveled up in the flesh and bone and into dust, or some of the lava men just they stayed stone, but they just became basically like statues. Oh, Matt's warning: the lava hardened up into immobile stone.
They should have read the fine print in any high school science book.
That's right.
10,000 miles or 10,000 years, whatever comes first. This is what you've brought to my people. You call yourselves Avengers. You slaughtered all but a handful and condemned the rest to an eternal living death. For this you deserve agonizing death. And it also was like Cap smiling. He's like, well, I'm not going to pretend we know. We knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
But he was no god. He was a minor demon, a part of a horde that attacked. Silence, infidels! I mean, this guy's going like full Namor. It's like, silence, infidels! If there were punishment greater than death, I would now condemn you to it. I would see your souls writhe in torment till the end of time for your blasphemy. But since such a course is denied me, at least I shall have the pleasure of seeing your flesh shriveled from your bones by the power of the greatest of my new lava men. Look upon him. Do you recognize his form? He is the avenging avatar of Cha-Sa-Dra. He is your death. To be continued. Another cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
This big gargoyle-looking lava man just throws out a big right hook, decks the entire current Avengers.
Everybody goes flying.
And Namor. Just gets rehydrated and punched with molten lava.
So our boy couldn't like bubble him up.
Yeah. Not a stellar showing for Quasar this time out, but
he basically said like 2 or 3 sentences.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was basically the essentially the wisecracking supporting role of like a teen monster movie or something. What's going on here?
What are we gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess this is one of his first, real team ups with the Avengers post Nova, where he kind of.
Yeah, I think this is like his actual like first mission as an Avenger.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Cap to tell me what to do, and then they clocked me.
Yeah, a little too tentative. Didn't want to really. He didn't do anything quantum in this really, except for try to bust through the hole. With, it wasn't working. That's just the way it goes for Quasar. Early on, he finds out he has all these awesome powers, and but they don't always work for what he needs them to work. So,
I mean, I would imagine it's kind of tough to play across all the characters, just and make all of them seem like they're doing something worthwhile. And honestly, I don't know that many writers ever did that with Quasar and Avengers.
No. Yeah, he got much more play in his own book. But yeah, that's why they don't. When you start getting like 6, 7, 8 members on a team, I'm like, man, how can you do justice to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But does anyone notice anything about the cover?
Oh yeah, Black Panther.
Who did they forget?
Oh, the forgotten one.
That's right. Everyone else, every other Avenger's on there, but him. They forgot.
And the cover is real Namor heavy. You only get him in the beginning. He does a monologue. He gets enveloped, and then he's dehydrated. So.
Hey man, he went all lobster for them. Come on.
That's right.
True. Yeah. Yeah, he did his part, I guess. So, yeah, big cliffhanger.
Now, during this time, Iron Man was over on the West Coast, wasn't he? With West Coast Avengers?
Yes. Yeah, because I think he was, I don't know if he's back yet, but because I think it might have been an issue or 2 right before Acts of Vengeance. Yeah, like he comes back. That was the time when like nobody knew Tony Stark was Iron Man. And supposedly the original Iron Man had died and Tony Stark replaced him.
Yeah.
So that was the whole point where like everyone thought it was new Iron Man except for like those Avengers members who knew Tony Stark was Iron Man. Because like I was even looking at the issue of West Coast Avengers where like Hank Pym and the Wasp are like, "Is that you in there, Tony?" He's like, "I can't tell you." Just like jerk.
Yeah. And Iron Man, I don't think he was at the Avengers Summit the issue before.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he came. I think it might be like at least another month or 2 before he came back to like even the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
But yeah, kids. For those of you who are fans of the MCU, Iron Man used to have a secret identity.
Exactly.
He used to be Tony Stark's bodyguard. That was that joke at the end of Iron Man 1. All right. So should we get
LMDs and life model decoys? Remember LMDs? Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, who was that? Oh, we're just going to make it up. It doesn't matter. It was an LMD. It's not
Happy
real.
Hogan or somebody else in the armor. Yeah. All right. So should we get into this poll?
You bet.
Listen, kids, listen up. We're about to get into your favorite Avengers from the year 1989.
But should we give our votes and then see what the
that's right.
The common readers did? Or I mean, we could. I mean, I've already written mine down. There, I'm not going to sway.
Okay.
I've got kind of maybe a tie for the second category. But.
Okay. All right. First category was favorite Avenger who is currently featured in his or her own magazine. So I guess we go by 1989 standards, maybe, or.
So but the first was without his own magazine, right? And the second was with his own.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm looking at issue 311, and here has printed the one.
I'm looking at the poll. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. But it does. Not like people are reading along with their 305.
Exactly.
Hey.
All right, so Matt, who's your favorite Avenger who had their own book?
Okay, with his own book or her own book, I
Yes,
guess.
with his or her own book. Yes.
This is where I had a tie because I really enjoyed both of them at the time, but I probably read more Captain America at the time.
Yes.
But I really liked Thor as well, and I got
Oh.
heavy into Thor later. So, but at the time, 1989 printing, I'm going with Cap.
Will.
Yep, I have to go. I mean, this is obviously before Quasar started, so I can't choose Quasar. But yeah, I think Cap. This was when Grunwald was writing Cap, so yeah, I have to go with Cap on that one.
Yeah, I got to agree with that too, and like this poll agreed with us too.
Good.
Number one with 521 votes was Captain America. Yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
I mean, it was also probably the most readily available. I could find Captain America in the drugstore next to the magazines, and Thor might have to go a little deeper to a newsstand or something.
But yeah, like I said,
it
was weird at this time. Like I probably would have said Quasar, but was Quasar out yet?
It wasn't because they were advertising it in the poll issue above. Maybe it was up by the time 310 came out. Was that your pick, Phil?
Well, I would have said probably tied for first. It was Cap and Quasar, and like coming in second would probably be a tie between like I remember reading Iron Man and Hulk. So,
yeah.
But Moon Knight's good too. Moon Knight's good too. Yeah. But
I could never find Moon Knight. I always wanted to read Moon Knight because I had years later Marvel cards and all that, and I always thought he looked cool, but I could never really track him down. That was always the one. If you look at the subscription pages, it was always like a little bit more to subscribe to Moon Knight.
Yes. But yeah, I had to go back later and get most of those issues. But yeah, I mean, I liked Moon Knight. I mean, I'm a big Batman fan. Back then, like late '80s, they were, Mark Spector, Moon Knight. They were kind of basically writing him as Marvel's Batman.
Yeah.
So I think I heard not too long ago that they got the mandate when they started that Mark Spector Moon Knight book. They're like, get rid of the multiple personalities.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, he was basically like Marvel White Batman.
Yeah. And it's funny when he's a cool character, but I picked up a random West Coast Avengers annual, and I read it recently, and it begins with the West Coast Avengers softball game, and Moon Knight is in the crowd watching. He's still like considering joining, I think the West Coast Avengers at the time, but it's very kind of odd. Anyway, little side note: Moon Knight, big Avengers softball fan.
Yes. Well, he was a big part of the West Coast Avengers. What is it? Lost in Space Time saga. You guys remember that?
Yes. Yeah. With like the ancient Egypt stuff and
yep, exactly.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was weird because they did like have his god Khonshu in that, and then like I guess Khonshu kind of went away, so that's when they got rid of the multiple person. It was weird.
Yeah.
But the poll, like we said, Cap was number one with 521 votes. Iron Man was number two, 279 votes. She-Hulk number three with 258. Then for Thor, 222. Hawkeye, I guess from Solo Avengers, 178. Moon Knight, 110. The Hulk, number 7 with 86, and then 8 was Quasar, 26. But again, I mean, this was around the time the series was starting, so
yeah,
that's pretty good for still starting out, though.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
She-Hulk got a lot. Wow, I never really read She-Hulk.
Burnt She-Hulk was really good. It was, she broke the fourth wall. He did the art. It was a really funny book. It was a really good book.
Yeah.
She was like,
even got my wife to read it for a while.
So, Will, I asked Phil last week because I think She-Hulk made reference to it in 305. But do you remember if it ever occurred in her book where Mr. T was her cousin?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because she said something about her. She paraphrased her cousin. I pity the fool or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Of course, she was always jokey as heck, especially in her own book. And
Okay.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. You know, she fought Spragg the Living Hill. Yeah. And exactly.
Isn't that what they did this issue?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Seemed like it, but
Hawaiian Hill.
I was just waiting for someone to say, "Wait, your cousin's Mr. T?" No, Mr. Fix It. All right, so let's get to the next category. Favorite Avenger who does not have his or own magazine. Will.
Probably. I think I have to go with Scott Lang Ant-Man. I've always liked Scott Lang Ant-Man, and at this point, he wasn't really appearing much. He was a rare supporting character, I think, in Iron Man at that time. Around this time, you know, he would show up every 10 or 12 or issues, or every couple of years or something.
And then he showed up in that one issue with the Wasp, like, you know, during when the Masters of Evil took over the mansion. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But Ant-Man and the Wasp took down Absorbing Man and Titania.
Yeah, and they took him out. Totally.
Yes. All right, Matt, favorite Avenger who does not have their own book. Well, at least
all right. Okay, so I wrote my answer down, and then I did a little bit of research, and it turns out he had a couple of limited runs later on. But at the time, it was someone I just always wanted to know more about. I didn't always agree with his ways and his what he was doing on screen, or on the page. But I always wanted a Vision. I wanted kind of a deep dive into Vision's past.
He made my top. He made my top 10 Avengers list. I've always liked the Vision.
Yeah.
Especially once he got like broken down and rebuilt.
Yeah.
Basically restarted as the new character almost.
Yeah. I mean, I know they give him a love interest. He had a brief book with Scarlet Witch, and then he had a couple of I think he had a couple of 4-issue runs later in the 90s. So I'm still okay by 1989 standards. And then I think he got up to 12 issues, but I think it was designed to be limited.
All right. Well, I was a big West Coast Avengers fan, with the exception of like Cap and Quasar. I probably like the West Coast book a lot of times more than like the regular book at this point. Yeah. So again, it might be kind of a tie, but like two West Coasters I wanted to see in like their own series was the Scarlet Witch, since we mentioned Vision, Scarlet Witch, and this one might be controversial. People, you know, love him or hate him, U.S. Agent. He did get a TV series later on, but
awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah. I love this costume, man. I wish Steve Rogers or somebody would wear this all the time.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you. I was a big U.S. Agent fan too. I think I was always kind of a contrarian with my comic book collecting friends, and even though I read Captain America and I loved him, I liked that U.S. Agent was kind of a prickly fella, and and you know, I dug the costume and the gray.
I'm trying to think I don't know if either one of you can think of anyone else, but was like U.S. Agent maybe like the first like anti-hero of the 90s or late 80s?
Well, he was, you know, they were replacing characters left and right.
Yeah.
And that seems to come in cycles. You know, oh, let's replace them all again. Oh, let's replace them all again. You know, it gets crazy. But it was this around the time where they broke Batman's back too, or was that a couple years later? You know, they basically
92. They broke Batman's back in 92.
Okay, 92. Yeah. All right, so you know they replaced him and said this is why nobody else can be Batman, because you know Batman. I mean, that's what they were doing with Cap too. Is, you know, only Steve Rogers is Captain America. Yeah. But I don't know if do you guys remember this? Maybe I might not be remembering this right, but Steve Rogers, the Captain costume, what U.S. Agent wears.
Yes.
Grunwald, I think, discussed the symbology or the symbolism of the costume. You know, because there's a blank star over his heart. You know, because his country's kind of betrayed him, and then I mean, it was really kind of cool because they put a lot of thought into that costume. I thought, and I can't remember which issue we talked about it, but it was not too long after. maybe what 340, Cap 340, 339, 350, somewhere in there, maybe. Because I think 332 is where he gave up being Captain America.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's the issue number.
Yeah, like a couple, was it like an issue or two after Cap got his suit and everything back? I think the government, they faked U.S. agent's death, and then they're like, "Oh, are you using that black costume for anything?" He's like, "No, go ahead."
And that new shield, the black shield, which is
that vibranium
cool.
shield. Although,
yeah. Now, for a while, he had like a silver one though, didn't he? Just straight up plain silver.
Steve Rogers, yeah. When he was wearing that suit, the plain silver one, because Tony Stark gave that to him.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
He wanted him not to interfere when he went to the vault to take out the guardsmen who were using his tech.
Yep.
So the minute that was done, he went back to Tony Stark. He like threw the shield at him. He's like, "No, I'm arresting you." He's like, "I'm not taking your bribe." So,
and then we completely reversed those for Civil War, and it makes no sense. Sorry.
Yeah, but then he went to the vibranium shield because guess where he got that vibranium?
Yep. Wakanda, perhaps.
Someone get this man a shield.
Actually, jumping back to Avengers in Infinity War, I miss seeing Cap with the shield. I really kind of hope I was hoping that they would bring it to him or something.
Well, I think that's going to be Avengers 4, because I think a lot of those, spoiler alerts, a lot of those guys disappeared, and like mostly what's left is the original Avengers. I think Avengers 4 we're going to get the Steve and Tony reunion, and I think eventually he's going to get that
his shield back out.
Kiss and make up,
because that's Cap.
He's going to get him the shield. Yeah,
that's Cap. I mean, the shield. That's it's just so integral to Captain America,
Yeah, because like when he picked it up in the comics, after he gave it up, for the first time, he's like, "Oh, I missed you, old friend."
Yeah,
yeah, it's a big moment.
I mean, they had the thing for how many decades?
Exactly. He was frozen with it, right?
I was gonna say he took a nice sleep with it. Yeah, like his teddy bear. All right, so I think we all went over our favorite Avengers who didn't have their own book. Oh, look, number one, the guy who's going to get a book not too long from now, Wonder Man, 217 votes.
Wow. He debuted in 91. That was an awesome series.
Yeah.
Series.
I was a big fan.
Me too. Jeff Johnson did the art on it. It was a beautiful book. It had comedy. I mean, it was.
We'll be getting to his book too with Operation Galactic Storm.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And how can you get around LA without a car?
Belt jets.
Belt jets. Exactly.
Unless you leap like the Hulk. Number 2, Black Knight, 208 votes.
Oh, another one of my favorites. Yeah, I like Black Knight. Always have.
Yeah. And people must like the color black, because number 3, guy you might have heard of before, Black Panther, 137 votes.
Yeah. Somebody should make a movie about him.
That's what I'm thinking. If you took this poll today, I bet you Black Panther would be he has his own book, but I mean, he'd probably be number 1 over Wonder Man and Black Knight.
I mean, he had a lot of Marvel Comic Presents, so he was pretty close to having his own book back then.
Let's see, where was I? Number 4, we just talked about him. Vision, 112 votes.
That's a good one. Yep.
5, Beast, 93 votes.
As much as what's your guys' take on this? Because I love the Beast Wonder Man pair up, and the Beast to me is an Avenger. I know he's an original X-Man, but he's an Avenger. I think he's an Avenger first now. I think at least that's how I think of him, because the X-Men moved on to something else, entirely.
Yeah. I do like him with Wonder Man, but I think I've read more with him with the X-Men, so I think of him as an X-Man, or even with X Factor, because I read more of that stuff.
Oh yeah, X Factor was a great book. Yeah.
I don't know. I read X-Men before I even knew he was an Avengers. I thought it was really cool because I kind of got into it a little bit after you guys did, but I don't know. I love the Beast, and especially with Wonder Man when they go to Koreatown and they go get in some exotic combinations. And, they're a good pair.
All right. So number 6, Dr. Pym, 91 votes. The dude doesn't even have a masked identity at this point. He still makes number 6. Number 7, Hercules, 67 votes.
Wow. Okay.
8, Scarlet Witch, who we mentioned, 65 votes. Number 9, Captain Marvel with 60 votes.
Now they mean Monica Rambeau. Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, she made my top 10 list too. She's one of those stern characters that's just awesome, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to talk to you, gentlemen. I think for Capes and Lunatics, we're going to be doing a 4 episode special, like probably closer to when the movie comes out, but like on all the Captain Marvels.
Oh, cool.
So maybe I'll get you into one of those. Yeah, because we're going to do an episode on each one: Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Marvel's son, and then Carol Danvers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So look for that later in the year. Number 10, Mockingbird, 58.
Oh yeah, Mockingbird.
I like Mockingbird too. Yeah.
We were talking West Coast Avengers a second ago. I loved it when they were married. West Coast Avengers. I mean, those were good books.
Yes. Number 11, Submariner, 56. Lobster Boy.
Never been a favorite of mine, but.
Imperious Rex. Number 12, The Wasp with 53 votes.
I've always liked The Wasp, especially when she was team lead. I thought that was really, really good run there while she was, that was the Mansion Siege, Assault on Olympus. Those are awesome stories.
Number 13, Star Fox with 42 votes.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked at that.
I'm surprised they're listing them all down to this many.
I know. Well, this part goes down to 26.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Number 14, Tigra with 41 votes.
Okay.
Wait, can I predict 3 people that won't be on the list? Because I went and researched the list of Avengers, and I found 3 names that I was unfamiliar with. And I'll just put them out there. I doubt that they're on the list, but Swordsman.
Okay. Yeah.
Two Gun Kid.
Okay.
Demolition Man, but he was killed before he was voted in officially. But anyway, those obviously the movie of the Demolition Man. I don't think is related. But
no, he was like kind of Captain America's sidekick.
Yeah.
But no, one of those names was on the list, Matt.
Swordsman?
Yeah, Swordsman. He tied for 24th place with Mantis.
That's perfect because their story was together anyway. Yeah.
Five votes apiece.
Yes.
But
there's still 2 after that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wait, number 15 was the Falcon with 38 votes.
Okay.
16, Black Widow, 36. 17, I can't believe Gilgamesh.
Ooh, that's high.
Wow.
For Gilgamesh.
32 votes. Did not get forgotten by
Hero status.
Yeah, 18, Quicksilver, 29 votes. 19, U.S. Agent, 28 votes. Three-way tie for number 20. With 16 votes apiece. Moondragon, Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, and Yellow Jacket.
Okay, so Yellow Jacket.
I'm thinking the female one.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I was like,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
how many times does Hank Pym get entered?
Yeah, no, I think they're talking about the female one. Yeah, because she actually worked as an Avenger in like one of the annuals. So yeah,
and then she went to, I think she got time ported to Guardians of the Galaxy in the 30th century alternate timeline, right?
Yeah, I think a couple years from now. Yeah, like in the earlier mid 90s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 21, Hellcat, 12 votes. Patsy Walker. 22, another tie with 8 votes apiece. Mr. Fantastic and Firebird.
Not a big any of the Fantastic Four as Avengers just doesn't work for me. But Firebird, I liked her because of it's a West Coast Avengers tie. There was that story that was going on with her and all those other characters over there.
Yeah. 23, another tie. With 7 votes apiece, Jocasta and Dr. Druid. That traitor.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I know. Like we said, we already did 24, 5 votes apiece, Mantis and Swordsman. 25, Mr. Immortal with 4 votes.
Oh, Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah, the dude who just if you kill him, he comes back.
Yeah, he can't die.
Yeah.
And all right, number 26. Does anyone want to guess who came in last place with 2 votes?
Ooh.
Hang on. Nebula.
No, I'll give you a hint that you saw this character. Kind of current at this point. But you probably, I don't know if you're going to think of it. 26 with 2 votes, Invisible Woman.
Oh, another Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though she saved the Avengers a few issues ago.
Yep, exactly.
Space.
I know. But Mr. Fantastic at 22 and Invisible Woman at 26.
Huh.
Was the Thing on the list at all?
No, because there's only one section. There's only one section left, and it's for Avengers who for characters who haven't been Avengers yet.
Because there was some controversy, I think, at the time of whether or not the Thing actually ever joined the West Coast Avengers.
Oh, officially, yeah.
Officially or not, yeah. I mean,
the way he talked, he made it sound like he did, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a list of 20. Well, there's a couple ties here, but there's basically 20 entries here for characters who haven't been Avengers yet. But half of these people have been Avengers since then.
Yeah, I was going to ask you before I knew how long the list that it went to 26 and is even more than that with all the ties. I was wondering how many, and like I said, I have the digital version. Actually, I don't have 310 in front of me, but I'm wondering how many of those actually did end up getting their own books that didn't have it at the time.
Like we said, Wonder Man got one who didn't have it before. Yeah. Black Panther, he has one now.
Hawkeye's had several books. Of course, he had one at the time in Solo Avengers.
Yeah, Falcon, he has a book right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, she got a few one-shots, didn't she?
I think so. Maybe, yeah, I couldn't remember one-shot or miniseries. Black Widow, she's had a couple series.
Yeah. Mockingbird got a series.
Yeah.
Vision had a series, which I've heard really good things about. The recent one.
Oh, yeah. I read like the first issue, but Tom King, yeah.
Yeah.
Hellcat got a series. US Agent had like a mini series. Well, I think he had 2 mini series. I think that's about it. Okay. So this might be hard because I swear everyone's been an Avenger at this point. But all right, Matt, who's your favorite character who hasn't been an Avenger?
Well, at this time, I would probably go with what a character that I liked back then. And then I tried to think about it in present day, how he could sort of fit, especially because later down the line, Quasar sort of resigned, so I feel like they could use a little bit of a cosmic force. So I went with the Silver Surfer.
Number 7 with 46 votes.
Wow, nice.
All right, Will.
Okay, this is going to sound stupid, but I'm going to just put it out there. I've always liked Cyclops. I've always kind of seen him as the mutant Captain America.
Okay.
And I thought it would have been cool to have him on the Avengers.
Number 17 with 14 votes.
There's other crazy people out there. All right.
I mean, I used to love his character until they butchered him. The
whole when Gene came back for X Factor, he was already married with a kid, and then he he went nuts. I mean, there was, I think, some Marvel Comics Presents issues where he's just really going nuts, pretty much.
I mean, they kind of redeemed him later on, but I think it was just all downhill once he started, after Jean died the last time, and he started hooking up with the White Queen, Emma Frost. But now he's dead, and he's dead. Jean's back, but there's like younger versions of the original X-Men running around.
I can't. I don't pretend to keep up anymore.
Yeah, it's more X-Men stuff. It's crazy. All right.
All right. What was your answer?
Most of the time, and probably especially back then, I probably would have said the one that is number one on this list with 375 votes, Spider-Man.
Oh. I have mixed feelings about that.
It depends on the story and who's writing it, but yeah.
Because I always feel like Spidey has to be the Avengers are the A team, right? At least in my mind, they are. If the Avengers show up, everybody is going like everything's going to be fine. No, we ain't got no problems now. The Avengers are here. Spidey kind of is one of those where people, think he's probably a hero, but he's still got that edge of maybe he's not. So when he joins the Avengers, he suddenly gets cred that I think kind of hurts his solo stories. But I mean, honestly, it worked really well in Infinity War. He got the Iron Spider armor, which I hated. I hated in the comic. I just hated it. But here it worked really well, in the movie. So,
but I mean, in the earlier mid 2000s? I mean, Brian Michael Bendis brought him onto the team, and heck, most of like the first 6, Bendis brought onto the team. Okay. Number 1, Spider-Man. Bendis did that. Number 2, with 136 votes, Daredevil. Bendis did that for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ant-Man with 78 votes. So I'm assuming Scott Lang.
Oh, yeah. All right. Awesome. Yeah.
Number 4, Doctor Strange with 53 votes. Bendis did that. Number 5 with 51 votes. Bendis definitely did this. Wolverine. Yeah.
Not an Avenger. Sorry.
I'm surprised Wolverine wouldn't be higher. I agree with you, Will, on that he wouldn't be really an Avenger, but
just the popularity of 1989. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, number 6, Bendis definitely did this one also with 50 votes, only one less than Wolverine, Spider-Woman.
Wait, which one?
I don't know. Maybe they're talking Julia Carpenter, but yeah, Bendis brought Jessica Drew back.
Yeah.
Well, she eventually went on the Julia Carpenter was on the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, she joined there.
Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe they're like, oh, we can't do Spider-Man, we can't do Wolverine. Can't put Spider-Woman on the team. Like we said, number 7 with 46 votes, Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 with 44 votes, Battlestar.
Oh,
basically,
okay.
he was the guy who was basically U.S. Agent's Bucky. Yeah, even though he was bigger than U.S. Agent.
Yeah, stronger.
Yes. Number 9. Oh, we talked about this character already. I can't believe he even made this high on the list. Number 9 with 34 votes, Speedball.
Wow. Well, New Warriors was big at this point.
Yeah.
They had just launched, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but you think some of the other team members would make it before everyone before Speedball.
Actually, everyone.
I don't know how I feel about number 10. Number 10 with 29 votes, Doc Samson.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess you basically get a Hulk without the rage issues.
Yeah. And he's a psychiatrist.
True.
But now, the Vision during the this was post. It's like 250s. Vision sent everybody late 250s, early 260s. He sent Captain Marvel out to check out Thanos' ship, and he sent everybody away, and he was going to try to take over the Earth's computers.
Yeah.
And he was trying to establish an Avengers Midwest, an Avengers Chicago, or I don't remember what he was calling it, but Doc Samson was one of the guys he was talking to, I think.
Maybe that's why people thought of that. Yeah, I don't know if like I said, it might not be bad, but I've never seen Doc Samson as like much of a team player.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11. This happened when they reformed the character Sandman with 28 votes.
Oh yeah. that's coming up in like a year.
Yeah,
in,
was
the-
he
in the
like a
Avengers.
reserve? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tie for number 12 with 27 votes. The Shroud.
Avengers West Coast.
Yeah, and who thought this was a good idea? The Punisher.
Oh.
Again, not a team player. You think Cap's gonna let the Punisher on the Avengers?
No.
Even Hawkeye wouldn't Punisher. Come on.
Okay, Punisher, here are your official Avengers blanks.
Your rubber
Yeah.
your rubber bullets.
Uh-huh.
Your touchy-feely Punisher. Uh-huh.
I'm actually surprised Ghost Rider hasn't come up yet, but maybe it'll be further down.
I think this was this was before his relaunch in the like it was 90.
Yeah, maybe like a year before his relaunch. So yeah, that's probably why he's not on here.
Yeah, that's right. His relaunch was 90.
Yeah, so that's why. That's the only reason, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That was a really he became really, really popular, with that relaunch. That was a top-selling book there for a while, if you can believe it.
Yeah. He even makes his way into a Quasar issue.
Exactly.
23, yes. We get there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Number 13, we talked about this guy a couple episodes back with 23 votes, Firelord.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's another cosmic character. Number 14 with 19 votes, Stingray.
Who joins in just a little bit.
Yes. Another tie for 15. With 16 votes apiece, Giant Man and Jack of Hearts.
So do they mean Bill Foster Giant Man, you think?
I would assume, because I think wasn't he the only one operating as like a Giant Man at that point?
I think so. And then I kind of like Jack of Hearts.
They kind of brought him in like right before the Bendis took over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 16 with 15 votes, Colossus.
Oh yeah, he would be, I think, a really good Avenger.
Yeah. He's like a great guy, except for marrying two young women for him. Him and Kitty Pryde are getting married in a couple months.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Just like, you met her when she's 13. Come on. You were
How
like
old
18
is she now? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It's that weird Marvel sliding time. Like, she aged, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Like one of my buddies said, it's like, how many times has he been dead? Maybe he didn't age and she.
Good point.
Maybe they're going back to Matthew McConaughey and Dazed and Confused. I stay the same age. They keep getting younger.
Oh, high school girl, yeah. But yeah, that's superhero dating math,
Yeah.
How many times have you been dead? Like we said, 17. Well, I told you 14 votes with Cyclops, but there was a tie actually. Cyclops tied with Nomad.
Oh, that would yeah.
Jack Monroe, yeah.
Jack Monroe. Yeah, I kind of, as much as I loved what Brubaker did,
mm-hmm.
I haven't finished off his run, reading all of his run yet, so I don't know if he brought him back, but in his first issue he kills off Nomad.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got Winter Soldier out of it, which is awesome, but I always kind of liked that. I always kind of liked the Jack Monroe character. I thought he was a pretty cool character.
Yeah, he was cool, but like, I don't know if you need him on Avengers if you have Captain America. Like, if you want him as like a reserve to fill in when Captain America's not available.
Yeah.
Three-way tie for 18. With 13 votes apiece, Firestar. There's your new warrior.
Another new warrior, yeah.
Who should have been higher than Speedball.
Yeah,
so Firestar, Beta Ray Bill, another cosmic character, and Black Cat.
Black Cat. That's an interesting choice. I don't know that I would have gone there.
I mean, I think this was probably where they were trying to like reform her too.
Yeah. I'm surprised Bendis didn't do it. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
No, he's going on the ruin Superman now, so. 19.
I always liked Beta Ray Bill though.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill's cool. Yeah, too bad in the MCU Thor has his axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 19 is a 4-way tie with 11 votes apiece. Human Torch. I'm assuming Johnny Storm, but it just says Human Torch, so could be the android. I don't know. All right, Human Torch, Rogue.
Okay.
Because X-Men were popular, and I mean, she eventually she was an Avenger recently. All right, these last two kind of confuse me. Frogman.
Okay, I know who they're talking about.
I know who they're talking about. I just don't like why.
Why? Yeah.
How did he get 11 votes? I don't.
The fabulous Frogman.
Yeah. And the last character, which is a fine character, but I don't know if I ever see him on the Avengers. Nick Fury.
No,
I mean, I could see him barking orders, but not like, he's gonna be in the field with them.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Nick Fury will be great. Fighting lava men or.
Just as long as we don't have as long as we don't have any threats that involve being able to, have depth perception.
Yeah, I think if he stuck around the Avengers headquarters, so it wasn't just Jarvis alone while the island was attacked.
Yeah.
All right, and number 20, another tie, two-way tie, 10 votes apiece, both animal themed. Puma.
Howard the Duck.
No, Puma and Red Wolf.
Oh, Red Wolf. Red Wolf's a good. He's an old school case. I mean, he debuted in the 70s, I think, didn't he? Or early 80s?
I think recently in Occupy Avengers, Hawkeye kind of had like a loosely formed Avengers team, and he had Red Wolf was like for a while it was like Hawkeye and Red Wolf rolling around. But Puma was. I mean, they kind of written him somewhat heroically at times, but he's mostly been like a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Confuses me there. All right, so that's your this is a popular Avengers of 1989.
Yeah, so a couple of villains in there. Sandman was a villain.
But I think he was kind of reformed at this point.
And he joins in 329. I'm looking at the the Wikipedia page where it lists them in order of membership.
Oh yeah, we'll get there because Quasar's in there. But they kind of reformed the Avengers roster because I guess didn't the UN or somebody tell them they had to have like a set membership? They had to have like 7 members and 7 reserves. So like I think Spider-Man and Sandman were like reserves at the same time.
Yeah.
Awkward.
But that didn't last long because I remember after Galactic Storm, Cap's like, Spider-Man and Namor didn't even like answer their phone when we called them.
We left messages.
No more animal members. Spider-Man and Lobster Boy are out.
Totally out.
Yeah. But in Peter Parker's defense, at the time of Intergalactic Storm, if you were on the web, you couldn't answer the phone.
Oh,
wow.
I thought you were going to say he had like 4 books, but okay.
that too.
Yeah. All right.
No, I was just making a dial-up joke.
I know. Wait a second.
I don't know. I know too, but I don't know how many people, comics fans of today, would know that.
I know. Okay. All right. One more time, Matt. Why couldn't Peter Parker show up?
Because he was on the web. Yeah. Aunt May, I'm on the. I need to use the.
Some of you kids might not remember. If you wanted to cruise the internet, you have to say, "Mom, hang up the phone."
That's right.
If you wanted to
I'm going to use the mod. Yeah, I have to use the modulator demodulator.
Oh, jeez. All right, are we done here?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, that has been your cruise down memory lane. So of course, next issue, since we ended on cliffhanger, Avengers 307. How to defeat a giant monster. But if you're reading along, share your thoughts or the next issue 307, then we're going to finish up this arc with 308. So send us your thoughts. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod on Twitter, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter, or the voicemail Pick up your phone, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Matt, can you hear us, or is the dial up bad?
I'm hearing you.
So where can people find you when your wife's not on the phone?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook, Matt Kona, facebook.com/Matt Kona, Matt Kona, standup@gmail.com, or Twitter and Instagram, all that at Matt Kona.
All right. Will, Master of the Quantum Zone, where can people find you?
They can always check out quantumzone.org, which has been up and running for a really long time. I'm also Walred on Facebook, at Walred, WALLRED on Twitter, Walred at Gmail. I'm pretty easy to find.
And did you have a project coming up soon?
Oh yeah, Diary of Night. Thanks for bringing that up. I just submitted the files to the printer. So plates are being made. The trade paperbacks and the hardcovers will be printed hopefully within the next 8 to 11 weeks. I'm excited.
Right.
It's awesome.
I told you, Capes and Lunatics will have to do a review of this.
I'm down with it, man.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Everyone's like, tuning in?
What does that mean even anymore?
All right, kid, we lost you this episode. 1989, superheroes, dial up, tune in. This has been another episode of the Quantum Zone. Join us next week as I believe we hit double digits. I believe next week is episode 10.
Yeah. And make sure to rewind this episode after you're done listening to it.
Be kind, rewind.
Or we'll charge you what, like $2?
Yeah.
These kids are like, rewind? What?
What?
What does that mean? I didn't rewind a digital. But I knew it wasn't going to be him, but like that end credit scene where I was telling Matt, I think last week on Avengers Infinity War, where they flashed the Captain Marvel symbol, spoiler alert, first before they flashed the color behind it, I was like, Quasar? Then I was like,
yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
All right. Well, keep the faith, everyone. And remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum.